Edict the tower if the Pango just rolls on you when you start that. So I think overall I like Alliance's draft. I'm a big IO Gyro fan, so that probably makes me a bit biased on that one. But we'll see how it goes. I feel like they're going to farm very fast on IO Gyro, and it's hard for Viking to push forward onto them.
Yeah, I feel like this Gyro as a hero has felt extremely underwhelming when there's no IO. You know what I mean? If there's no IO and they have a mid that can take over, then it could be good, like the Storm Spirit types and whatnot. But when you're solely relying on Gyro without IO, it just feels very bad a lot of the time.
I think people are still building the hero wrong and thinking of him wrong, though. Like, I saw the No Ping versus Quincy Crew game at the Major. I think HFN, he had like a 13-minute eggs, and then he goes into SMY Satanic. Like, it looked really good in that game. He 1v5'd the game there. Like, I think that's how the hero should be played. I see a lot of these, like, these items that don't help your flat cannon. Like, I actually don't even like the Aghanims that much right now. I don't mind it, but flat cannon's the best it's ever been, and I feel like you should itemize around that skill.
What have they changed with flat cannon?
It's 6 hits now, and it's 18-second cooldown. So when Gyro's first pick, way back like Dream Pack 2013 or 2012, it was like 5 hits at 20-second cooldown or 6 hits at 20-second cooldown. Right. So it's like the best it's ever been ever.
Okay, that's cool. All right, well, it is with an IO regardless, so he's going to farm fast no matter what. And I mean, you're saying you don't like the Ags in general on the hero?
I mean, I don't, but everyone buys it, so they're probably right.
I feel like it's really good.
It just doesn't do anything for your flat cannon. Like, it's a good farming item, I guess, but I don't think it helps you farm faster than Masker Madness Yasha or something.
Okay. All right, we are going to see Limp versus Boom mid yet again. This is a Lesh versus Pango. I would assume Lesh is favored in this lane. Pango not exactly the greatest laner. I can attest to that personally. Curtis, would you agree?
Yeah, I think Lesh should win this lane, but Pangolier shouldn't do too bad. Like, Leshak, he doesn't dominate lanes the same way like a Lina would, right? So you'll still get some stuff on Pango, and Pango is extremely good versus Leshak in the game, just because Leshak wants to Edict these towers, and Pango will just roll on you every time and kill you.
Yeah, they don't really have the best heroes against Pango. I mean, the silence from Death Prophet can be annoying, but aside from that, like, roots are basically the bane of this hero's existence, which they just don't have. His Splitter is going to connect here mid. Boom did get that early level, in fact, level 1 of the Lightning Storm. Do you expect him to maybe put up more points into this because of it against the melee hero?
2 points max. You can go like 1-0-2 into 1-2-2 max Edict. But I don't think you should put more than that. You want to get your tower pressure on early.
See, S4 on the Timbersaw this game. Shad on the Spectre. So looking for this. I mean, how does Spectre even scale into the late game versus something like a Gyro IO, just on paper?
It depends a bit on the farm of the IO. Like, the dynamic of the matchup is that if you can burst the IO, then I think you'll fare pretty well. But if you have to go into Gyro and you get healed up a lot by the IO, then Gyro will carry you. I think the other thing is, like, Gyro farms a lot faster, specifically with IO. I like how he's taking a point in flat cannon. He just constantly can use that to harass down both Aramis and Kezu.
Yeah, very true.
Flat cannon's like, it's such an underrated spell early. It's 3 hits. You hit for 50, so it's 150 damage on 2 heroes for 50 mana. It's such a strong ability.
I mean, for the longest time, Flat Cannon and Rocket Barrage were basically the only spells that were relevant on this hero. I don't know if you remember back in the day.
Yeah, for sure. You used to go 4-0-4 stats.
Actually useless, the other 2 skills. But they've done a good job over time.
Yeah, Homing Missile used to like start really slow and speed up. It was really bad.
And it was easier to kill, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that skill was literal garbage back in the day. Limp, shield crashing for the rune. Will be successful in getting it. Celery playing the Abaddon this time around, and we've seen him play this, I think it was in the first round of the tournament.
Yeah, he played it twice versus Nigma.
He was playing really well, just creating tons of space on this hero.
He broke all of Nigma's smokes, and he did his job exactly as you would want him to play it.
Yeah. And Shad's going to get a lot of CS onto this tower, as we're going to have to take a look at the CS here, in terms of the discrepancy after these after this wave. But he's right on par for now. Gyrocopter 13-2, Spectre 14-1, so pretty much even up right now. And Kezu, or I should say Nico Baby, pressuring some more here. I mean, from Vikings' perspective with the Clockwork DP, what's your play here in this lane? Do you have any kill potential, or
you might have some kill potential? But I think this lane should be hard. I think Gyro IO is just a very strong lane. If you look at Overcharge on IO, they've just given this skill everything.
Ooh. In the fog, Celery with the Aphotic Shield. Gets the Curse of Avernus proc off as well, so that means FNG is going to take some heavy damage, but will live and secure the rune for Limp.
I like how teams have started to just block the enemy's ancients super early on, and just their camps in general. Like you see a sentry even on the small camp of the Radiant Triangle.
Just out of range too, so not gonna find it, looks like.
All right, he gets a sentry in the small camp.
I'm interested to see what the build's gonna be for Mr. Limp on the Pango. We've seen the Orb of Corrosion into Echo Saber build. Are you a fan?
I think that one's really good.
And then maybe Diffusal. I mean,
Diffusal or Maelstrom, I think.
Yeah. I keep saying Maelstrom.
How am I supposed to say it?
Strum.
Maelstrom? Sorry. Yeah. I think Echo's pretty good this game.
Like, you just accepted that. I could have just made that up.
I think you make up most things you say and I accept it. So.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Spirit Siphon out by Kezu here. Well, it's just some people just have their pronunciations that they stick with. I say Abaddon, even though it's incorrect. Right?
How do you say that?
It's Abaddon.
Well, I can't read and I can't speak English, so I don't care.
We had a conversation about Sage, but I've heard Nakes or Lifestealer in games say Songe.
Songe.
There's no way.
There's no way that's right. I mean, as a child, didn't you ever have those words where you would read them and then you'd say them? It'd be complete. Like I used to say like epitome.
For epitome?
Yeah, because I've only read the word, right?
Oh, I see.
Like
nothing comes to mind, but probably. Yeah. Okay. As long as you can recognize your deficiencies in life, that's the first step.
Yeah.
Denial is always the first step. You just have to overcome. Everybody's bad at Dota. That's what you have to realize.
Everyone's terrible at Dota.
Yeah.
Except these 10 fantastic players at the game.
These are the only 10, though. S4? Go ahead.
Nah, I got nothing. I just don't want to get tweeted at.
All right, well, S4 now has 3 levels in the reactive armor, close to finishing his arcane boots, and it's going to be pretty hard to stay in this lane. I mean, from a Spectre's perspective, what do you do at this stage once he becomes unkillable on the Timber Saw?
I think you're pretty much looking to use your Haunt to make a play. The unfortunate part, though, is that the...
Wow.
Ooh, tall?
Yeah, this is a level 6 on S4 now, so
he doesn't have
only
his first,
level 2. Yikes. He's going to pop the salve, but again, the Chakram already off cooldown, so First Blood goes the way of Alliance. I'm going to try to turn this around out to Shad as well. Pretty much out of mana at this point. Gets off the Spectral Dagger, gets off the Wand in turn, though, but again, just so much damage to deal with.
And this is how... Oh, Rocket cancels the salve there. Nice.
Okay.
Little, how do you say, like, you're sad because you got completely screwed over, but you get a little thing back.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a saying for that. I can't.
I think normally, like in this tournament and in the major, I saw a lot of Spectres bottom lane.
Yep, Rocket Barrage with the homing missile on its way, but Celery is there with the Aphotic Shield, so he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Spectres do fighting against Timbersaws, but this is how I think the matchup should go. Like, I think you should get kicked out, and Timbersaw should have free farm.
Yeah. We've seen that a lot, of course, but S4 does live a bit on the edge here. Still has some stick charges, but yeah, with this reactive armor, should be able to cut the wave here pretty shortly.
I think the big problem for Viking right now is if you look at the bottom lane.
Holy crap.
Yeah, the net worth is
3,000. What?
It's 3,300 to 2,200. I'm pretty sure a lot of it is just Kezu has to spend a lot on consumables compared to Nico Baby because he has that IO to just give him extra resources.
That is insane. Okay, so they're just winning literally every lane right now.
Yes.
That is, wow. And again, I think the mid lane is the most surprising for me because melee against Lesh just doesn't feel good a lot of the time, but you have to give credit to Limp. He's doing a great job of going back.
I think Limp is just a better laner than Boom. I think that's what Limp's... Like, if you look at Limp as a player, he's very stable. I think this sounds like a meme, but Limp is... He's the best creep walker in the game. Like, by far.
Okay, that's an interesting...
And it's like a known thing among the pro scene. He's really good at blocking creeps. Like, look at him mid right now. He's blocking his wave. He gets into a good position, so he always ekes out advantage.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Like, even though he's going to burst his wave down, he will still block the creep. Like, he's really good at that. It makes him very stable as a player. He does it every pub. He always has the hill. It's impossible to gank him.
Well, that sounds like something everybody needs to work on then.
Yeah, they should. There's a lot of things to work about in Dota, though.
Yeah, it's about these little tiny details that if you become like really good at one thing, can help amplify your overall game. As you're going to see Aramis come in to the bot lane. He gets a Rocket Barrage and the call down to his face. Not sure where this gank was going exactly, as Nico Baby is not scared of anybody. They're going to apply all the pressure to Kezu. Gets off the Exorcism, but he has to run. Well, the Exorcism is doing a lot of damage. S4 is here, though. Chakram is going to miss. And with that, Alliance might need to reset. So both sides expending some resources at least. So yeah, mid lane, we're seeing the first roll of the game from Limp. Has a level advantage onto Boom. Will connect one more. No, he actually cancels it, though, or just ran out. Either way, not able to secure himself the kill here. As the fight continues bottom lane, Aramis, after all of this, looks like he will finally go down as the first one with that Timber Chain to help finish him off from S4. 3-0 advantage for Alliance.
I think overall, I mean, at mid lane, he canceled the ulti because he thought it was going to hit him at the very end, so he could quick first spell off and kill the Leshrac. It doesn't quite clip him because Boom jukes towards the cliff. I think overall, that was not bad for Viking. Like, they lose a Clockwork at bottom, but more importantly, they forced the Timber to TP out of a lane that he was winning really hard. They had the ward set up, and the tower was really low. He would have taken that. And Shad got, like, some very needed farm space. He has his Blade Man now, so... Oh, that's a good item purchase this game, too. I like that he didn't go for the Echo Saber, because Gyro is one of those heroes that sort of has uncontrollable damage. He uses an ulti, he uses the Rocket Barrage. You click him with Blade Mail, you're going to win the fight.
Yeah, and he's going Ag, so that's even more uncontrollable damage. You're right. Yeah, I like that. I mean, a lot of times these players kind of get in this pitch. Oh, we're going to see the Earth Spike from FNG, finding Mr. Spectre himself. Nico Baby gets the homing missile off Shad. All right, Dispersion is there. Calldown's going to clip him once into the homing missile. FNG still in range. Earth Spike again, and there's the Rocket Barrage to help finish off Shad. Nicely done from Alliance. That's a pretty high value kill.
Yeah, that's a huge kill. All the work that Viking made to pressure bottom to give Shad space just got thrown to the Gyrocopter there as he gets the kill.
Yeah, as S4 is just solo defending this bot lane. Limp TPs with the Invis rune, and yeah, relocate not quite available yet for Io. Pretty close though. See if they can set something up in this bot lane. Limp.
They'll have reload after this wave. And they're pressuring top tower. No, this map just looks phenomenal for Alliance.
Yeah. Shad showing himself, but this is not something you're going to be particularly scared of if you are Alliance, although another TP is coming. They're going to try to focus down the tower. Fortification's there. They're going to have to go for the deny here. And Nico Baby. Yeah,
he's just playing back. He's ready to relocate if there's any issues.
And then the deny attempt, and it will be successful from Shad. So silver lining here for Viking. But now with the relocate online, Gyro can be anywhere on the map.
I think our panel talked about this, and I think it's something that Vikings suffered from game one, but what are their moves? Like, you have Leshrac, Spectre, DP cores. How are you supposed to make plays on the map? They're going to get gone on bot.
S4 trying to aggress here. We have the relocate, but Shad with the counter haunt. Finger of Death onto Kezu himself with the Rocket Barrage to follow, and the Chakram. It's enough burst damage, but it ends up being a trade. It's only for the support, though. And now Kezu completely surrounded. The hook shot's going to connect from Aramis. So at the very least, Viking, despite losing their offlaner, find 2 more. So I guess we're getting pressured mid now.
If you can't make moves, at least you can punish the enemy when they do their own. But it looks a bit rough, you know? They lose top tower for that, and even though they do kill the Timbersaw, it's not like they've created a scenario where you can kill him again. He's just going to respawn. He's going to come back bottom and still defend this tower. They use Exo, they use Haunt, and you know, you don't get that much out of it.
And Shad now in the bot lane. Looks like this tier 1 tower. I was going to say it's going to be given up, but S4 has come back. And I mean, this is the hero that you love to have in this situation that can, even if you lose the tower, you're at least elongating the life and making it harder on Viking, perhaps having to expend more resources. In this case, 4 heroes are in this bot lane right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big difference. A Spectre can just walk up and hit the tower versus having to rotate basically your entire team. They even still use the glyph, and he's chasing. He's 1v4 and he's chasing everyone away.
Yeah, and from the sideline we can see that there is a smoke from FNG here. Doesn't have finger though, and this might not actually turn into anything.
Meanwhile, Nico Baby, he's just had free reign of the map with the IO. He's 400 ahead of the top net worth on Viking, and it should even pick up the pace. It's going to have these Ancient stacks, and what was that, 4x Ancient and Hard Camp after they stack it? 3x Ancient and 4x Hard Camp.
Yeah, and he is, I think, like 100 away from finishing Ag, so he's actually going to be able to take these stacks pretty freaking fast.
Yeah, he even maxed the Flat Cannon over the Rocket Barrage just because he knew.
Bounty to be picked up. Or not. Okay, I mean, he can still take it regardless, I guess. But yeah, this is the value of both IO and the Gyro combo. We can see the lane creep discrepancy as it actually increases live here. Neutrals and Ancients. Quite the difference for sure. But of course, you know, Spectre's not that kind of a hero. So this is
Spectre, if you go Blade Mail, you're pretty good at
not like this,
getting stacks. No, like, sort of like this. I mean, if your support, your stupid support that you make do everything for you, buys you some salves.
Yeah, like 8 salves is what equivalent to what we see, right?
I mean, like 3 salves. But, yeah, no, you're right. Gyro, I don't know why I'm arguing about it. Like, Gyro is way better at this. But I feel like a lot of it is the resource distribution. Like Viking, because of their lineup, they didn't feel free on the map to make these stacks, right? Because they have a Timberstorm alliance, like the line was able to leave him alone and get those stacks. You can't leave your DP alone versus Io Gyro.
And I really like this build. He's actually going for Diffusal next onto Gyro, so you're going to get that. I mean, obviously the slow, the inhibit as we call it.
The inhibit?
Yeah, it's called,
who
the
says
active
that?
is called inhibit on Diffusal. You can check it right now, yeah. We did this at the major. It was a little bit. But
why?
I don't know why. It could just be called diffused, but it's not. Either way, the mana drain against a hero like both Abaddon and Leshrac is pretty huge against, I feel like.
Honestly, even Spectre. It's underappreciated how much Spectre relies on mana.
We'll see how that item works out for him, but I mean, the first time I think I saw Diffusal Gyro was TI with Thompson against the Weehaw Bristleback. That was
good.
Kind of crazy. But it worked out really, and of course, Diffusal has only gotten better since then, right?
It makes sense if you look how Alliance want to fight. They sort of want to trade the Pango role for a lot of the spells on Viking, and then they want to take really long fights as the Viking line is really reliant on having like mana and resources in order to take sustained fights, whereas Io will like keep them topped off and you just keep poking them.
Yeah, Limp with the Echo Saber, as we talked about before, going for BKB next.
I'm also a bit surprised that Hanskin didn't go for a Holy Locket.
It's not too late.
Yeah, when I see Io, I usually think you get Mech and you get Holy Locket this patch, and they're just insane heals. But he just feels like he needs a hood to survive. It is a good Io item.
Yep, you are going against the... I mean, Leshrac is really the most magic damage out of all these heroes, but... Yeah, it is true, though. Still would have expected a Mech, regardless. Because either way, he's
all you need as Io is you need to not die to the Haunt and potentially the hook shot. Like if you can survive the initiation from Viking, you're gonna win every fight.
Yeah, what do you do against hookshot as Io? Tether doesn't.
You can tether out if
with the battery salt. It's fast enough
animation? If you go to the side, so it tethers like shorter.
Haunt into the mid lane. Into nothing.
Yeah, that was like a survive Haunt.
I see. Oh, hookshot. All right, they actually want to aggress here. Chakram is there from the other side from S4. Not enough to save his buddy. FNG takes the fall here. Yeah, I don't get to play a lot of Io, as you might know, Curtis. So give me the insight again.
I think you can. I think it's
tether out of Cogs with.
Yeah, you can definitely tether out. If battery cells on, sometimes I don't know really how it works, but I know cows have tether out against me when I play Clockwork. I don't really play that much Io either.
Fair enough. Clockwork does not seem like your kind of hero, by the way.
I play a lot of Clockwork.
It does not seem like your kind of hero. Oh, Shield Crash with a Chakram to follow. Not enough damage to actually take out Spectre. Boom is here. And Limp just prosturing with his ult. Man, that's so much damage from S4. The Whirling Death. Nope, no Swashbuckle this time, though. I mean, when I think of Coddle in the jungle taking all the creeps. That's what, every time I look at you, I see Coddle.
No, I like heroes that allow you to run around the map, though.
Are you a fan of the Shard on Clockwork? The Rocket Man?
I usually play 5 Clockwork, so I don't have any items.
You don't steal it from Roche second run?
No, you definitely don't. You have to give it to your top 5 Shard Ursa.
Ursa's in every game, that's true. All right, Diffusal already on. I feel like we were just talking about the possibility of this item, and Nico, baby.
You can see this matchup, like maybe Spectre can outscale you, but not if you farm like this. Sometimes like the counter to having a counter matchup is you just have one more item than them, right? Like you can't beat having a butterfly in a lot of matchups.
Yeah, and we can see Shad. I mean, he's had the Blade Mail for a while, which does help his farm for sure. Not as good as it used to be because of the fact that you don't get the int anymore, which you talked about how the mana is super important on this hero, but at the same time, the Manta style is really when this hero starts to feel like it's a hero. For sure. I mean, like, it amplifies his damage. I'm trying to think if there's a better hero in the game with Manta, because the damage that comes out from these illusions is crazy with the Death Slip.
Spectre has to be one of the best Manta heroes. All the other ones like DOTA, Luna use it to farm. Spectre's, you can farm with it, but mainly it's a fighting tool. Makes it really strong. They do have... Okay, not quite the Spirit Vest on Clockwork, still 1,000 away. But I'm trying to think of, like, when do Viking want to sort of take these big engagements? I feel like I've only seen 1 or 2 hooks this game because it's hard to get these fights. I'd like to see the Clockwork play, like, set up a bit more on the sidelines. Like, I feel like if Lion's showing here, he should already be dead.
Yeah, we're going to see the hook shot, but it's going to connect onto creeps, unfortunately, for Mr. Aramis. But you're right. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the second hook shot we've seen the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, there was a good one on Lion mid, but he's level 9. I think it's a bit... Like, team structures on the map feel off. Like if you're playing Clockwork this game, you need to play sidelane Dota, unless you feel like you can barrel down a lane with 5. So he does have the Echo Saber on Limp, by the way.
Oh boy, Shad's in a lot of trouble. All right, S4 jumps in. The Swashbuckle did miss on a couple heroes, and the silence to follow as well. Calldown's only going to clip 1, but it is Kezu. This would be a pretty high-value kill. Trying to burst him down, but the double Spirit Siphon does heal him up considerably, but you have to think he will fall in the end. So Limp continuing on. Does find Celery for the time being, but he's pretty far away from his team here. But still, 5K net worth lead for Alliance on the back of this gigantic gyrocopter.
Yeah, you can sort of see their plan from the draft. This is why they 24 picked the Pangolier. The moment that Viking tried to hit that tower with any number of heroes, you just have a Pango there. He uses his Swashbuckle, slows them with Echo Saber, and then it's an easy roll onto them. He can chase them away. They cannot stand up to this hero in fights.
I'm going to see Boom posturing here. Does go for the... oh, might be caught out here as the hookshot does connect. Hanskin trying to heal up his teammate. Nico Baby getting extremely low. That actually will burst him down for Viking. It's only going to be a trade for the Clockwork, so take that any day of the week. And now S4 in quite a bit of trouble, but a nice Swashbuckle, creating a little bit of extra space as S4 will be tethered up by Hanskin.
Yeah, really good
surprising death on Gyro.
Can I check how much damage he took from himself? I can.
Yeah, please do.
He took 2,150 magical damage and 560 physical for 2,700 damage. I will say though, like if Isle has mech there, he lives, right? But instead he has a hood. So I'm sort of curious about this choice. Like there might be something I'm not understanding. Like maybe he just feels like they're gonna all in on him and hood is better for that. Because mech doesn't like give you as much individual protection as hood does. But it does feel a bit awkward to me.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense on a certain level, but then if you go for this hood, then you know that, they will be targeting Gyro instead.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I'd rather they target me than my Gyro. Like, maybe I can have some buyback. I mean, this guy plays a way better... I don't even play the hero, so...
Stop backseating. God.
Yeah. It's just like sort of theory crafting, you know? Because I'm always curious when I see... When pros do stuff that doesn't align with what I think should happen in the game, I usually think that they have a different read on me. I'm trying to, like, figure out why that is, right?
Yeah, it's not about being right or wrong. It's more about perspective.
Yeah, I'm never wrong, so...
That's definitely true. I would never tell you that you're wrong, other than the Ursa top 5 chart.
But I think it's a good way to think about Dota, though. Like, just why does someone have a different idea to me?
Yeah, Viking. Smoke up. It's going to be broken to the triangle here. Armis looking for the hookshot. You can see Kezu pops his ult already. Looks like the hookshot does connect out of the gyrocopter. And a silence on a Hanskin. He's going to get the tether off. No ult, though. Not using it yet. Looks like Nico Baby's going to be fine, though. Somehow nobody has died in this engagement. Limp getting some crazy value out of this Rolling Thunder. Homing Missile also connects on top of that in a triple Swashbuckle. They might have to just go for FNG instead. This is not what they wanted. They might be able to turn around here as S4 Timber chains in with the Whirling Death. Lion's going to buy back into the game now as Limp continue to right-click Kezu. Finger of Death not quite enough to take him out, and they do find S4 in the end. So it started out as kind of a weird fight, but at the very least, Viking gets some value here. But now they have to be on the run. His gyrocopter is very healthy. Homing Missile applied to Shad. You see a big call down coming down with the Rocket Barrage. And Shad, with the Swashbuckle applied, will be taken out in turn. And it looks like the Abaddon will follow suit. So double kill for Nico Baby. A very slow fight to get off the ground, but Alliance will be happy with the result, I think.
They go for Roshan? They should go for Roshan here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we saw a lot of value from the Echo Saber in that fight. When you Swashbuckle someone, you slow them for a long time. And the other thing I want to point out is Armis, he hit a sick hook. Like, he hooked past the Isle, who's sort of trying to block so he can tether out. He hits a Gyro. He gets the cogs off, but he doesn't kill his own cog for Death Prophet. So Death Prophet isn't able to chase the Gyro down. I actually think they should have won that fight if they're a little bit better under communication there. Now, I'm surprised Viking are able to put up such a fight in these team fights. So maybe it changes now that Nico Bay has finished that BKB. He seems like a monster now. But they've been executing pretty well overall.
Feels like everywhere he goes, there's at least a double stack.
Yeah.
It's insane.
How many stacks has his team had?
Yeah, that's a good question.
All right, let's watch this here. So you can see the Clockwork. He hooks in, right? He's faking it.
Yeah, nice blocking potentially here from Hanskin as well, doing his best. Oh, man.
But you see DP's on the Gyro, but he kills the top left cog, and the Clocker has to break the bottom right so DP can run after him. Like, if he's able to chase there, you get the dagger on him. Like, I think that Gyrocopter dies, and like they could win this fight.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't see that initially. The cog block, as it were. Still 5K net worth lead for Alliance. We see the hook shot again. will connect Limp. Okay, he's going to get off the BKB, so he's going to be just fine for now. Completely right-clicking Boom right now. It's going to be a trade for Lesh and Lion. Again, Alliance definitely on top here as BKBs are pop galore. Limp gets off the Rolling Thunder. Kezu will get connected on, and with S4 coming in with that Chakram. All right, Limp actually jumps over Celery here, but looks like they'll find the kill nonetheless. Now they're jumping with the call down coming in. Gyro taking heavy damage. Hanskin doing his best to keep him alive, but Armis in the meantime will be the first casualty in this little mini engagement here. And Shad looks to be next. Triple kill for Limp. That's 4 dead. And Kezu the lone survivor. And this now will be Roche.
Yeah,
almost
for sure.
Certainly.
They forced up the buyback on the Abaddon.
Wow, look at the camp stack, by the way. Holy Jesus. Good Lord.
Is that 10 each?
Yeah, 10 each.
10 each.
IO Lion.
So Alliance channeling their inner team Liquid, because usually that's what you see from that team. He's stacking a lot of Cancer Junker, and it shows in the net worth, right? He's 5,000 ahead of the enemy carry, and it doesn't seem to be stopping here. Dota's net worth is weird in Dota, because if you, like, it compounds really fast. Like, if you get your first farming items, then your next one comes faster, right? Like, it's easier to farm at 1,000 GPM, like 60 minutes in the game, than it is at 10 minutes. So like having these stacks to like speed up the slow process, it really amplifies how much farm you get. It's not just the gold you get from the stacks, it's the gold you get after is made faster as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, especially with items like the Aghanim Scepter that you were really hating on, that helps amplify the farm, doesn't it, Curtis?
Yeah, it is. It's a good item. No, I think like Aghanim's into Diffusal seems pretty good. I just didn't like they get Aghanim's Maelstrom, and I don't think it made much sense with Flak.
No, that's fine. I think the one thing I don't like about sometimes pro player builds go in terms of like, you know, from season to season, they kind of get in these mindsets where you're just building the same items every game. You don't really think about it anymore, right? It's kind of like...
I mean, sometimes pro players are just wrong about items too, right?
That's true.
Like I watched... Not too... I think Taiga's really good on edge. He started it. Oh, 1 second.
Yep, hook shot, Cogs. Actually does not push him back. Limp pops the BKB, trying to shield crash out. Into the Rolling Thunder! Does have TP. Will use it, and will live as a result. Man, oh man. Very close call there.
And then meanwhile, Leshrak gets picked off mid.
Indeed.
Yeah, for example, though, Taiga, he started the Enchantress 4 trend in Dota. It's really very good Ench. But one of the games, he just built a Vanguard on Ench. He does it like semi-frequently. It makes no sense. Yeah. Why would you build Vanguard on range show? Just build a mech. It's better for gold. It's better. It's like it's more tanky and it's cheaper, or it's better.
Did they win that game?
No, they lost that game. They had 2 Vanguards and no Crimson Guards versus Drow. The game I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like he's won with Vanguard before, and it has looked good, but like mathematically, it doesn't make sense.
I see. Yeah, that is definitely a weird one. But at the same time, that's how new trends and innovations occur, right? Is by doing weird stuff.
I mean, when I came into the pro scene, I just built mech instead of Vanguard on like Viper and Razor, and it was just way better. Like I was worse at Dota, but I just built a better item.
Were you the innovator then?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
No, for sure back
You're
then.
the reason people are buying mech on Viper?
Yeah, I started the mech on core trends where you
disgusting.
fought to finalize that.
And then they upped
mech on Shadow Fiend.
The mana cost was up then. And
yeah, they just ruined it. But mech is 100 mana now, so it's like the same thing. It's better now than it was before.
Yeah, that is true. But then again, Vanguard is also a lot better now, and Heart as well.
Yes.
Like these items have gone kind of back and forth throughout history. I remember when Heart used to give 2% max HP per second without any damage.
I don't remember that. That sounds very strong.
Dota 1. Yeah.
Dota 1.
It was very good. In fact, it might have been higher than 2% now that I think about it. But either way, 10K net worth lead for Alliance. You can see the Gyrocopter is an entire item above everybody else. It's more than an entire item at this point. We'll be done with the Scotty very shortly.
I like this pickup. They don't need that much damage because they're so far ahead. Pango, Timber, and Gyro are all like high damage heroes. So you just itemize to sort of help your backline. If Spectre's going on your Isle, you hit him with a Scotty, all of a sudden the Isle's going to live. I mean, now this Isle build looks really good, right? Like you have the hood, you have the mech. It looks like you can't die, you can sustain.
Homing miss. Oh my god, it just blow up Boom out of nowhere. And here comes the Chakram as well. Haunt was applied, but they can't really do much. They're just so far behind right now. Shad actually ends up on the bottom side of the map, choosing not to actually fully engage there. Limp just trying to create as much space as possible. Wave finally comes back to the tower, so Nico Baby and company can at least get this tower, if not more. Kezu looks to have the sights, whatever, double kill for Nico Baby. And they're gonna get a full rack.
Yeah, I think how Alliance are playing is it's very clean. You can see like the measured aggression, right? It's very, okay, we're doing something casually. We see someone out of position, we all combine our spells on them. It's like a good communication shot calling thing. And then they go back, they don't like go too far, right? They're very measured in it. I like to see that from teams.
And Alliance really showing their prowess in this series. I thought this might have been, I mean, again, Alliance in the last series maybe not showing their true potential.
Except for the game they won.
Except for the game they won. True, true.
Can't erase history.
I mean, in some cases you can, I guess, but yeah.
Sad.
Oh, Limp. Okay, Shad. I believe he has that Mind Breaker. No. Oh, yeah, Mind Breaker silencing there. We'll be able to TP out. Oh, that was really close. They're going to smoke up now.
This is an opportunity for Viking, though. They have used to relocate the Gyro team. Maybe they can get something going. They don't have Haunt. Never mind. Run. Run away.
Handskin with not a whole lot of mana, but Nico Baby doesn't really care. Boom. Pops that Essence Shroud, but will it keep him alive is a question. 5 members of Viking on this high ground, so Nico Baby just really doesn't care. Just applying everything on the Boom, and he's going to get what he wants, which is the kill. And he's going to turn this around onto Kezu. Again, Nico Baby not really fearing for his life at all with his Aegis, although it is expiring in 7 seconds, but he'll take this for sure. Full HP now, full mana. Kezu in the meantime, Chakram not quite finishing him off, but the right click from Nico Baby is enough. And it looks like Alliance is about to close out this series 2-0. It's Viking. They did win their first series in this in the upper bracket, and they look pretty good, but have now fallen, I believe, 2 series in a row after. Looks like they'll just go straight for the throne. Only, I mean, the timers on the deaths aren't that long right now. Limp's going to pop the BKB, a beautiful Earth Spike onto 2, into the Rolling Thunder, and that is going to be a freebie, 2 freebies, in fact, for Alliance. So this should close it out. GGs are called.
Overall, just very well played by Alliance. I think they really identified the weakness in Viking's lineup. They countered it with their overall last pick, and yeah, I don't think Viking were really able to push any towers the way they wanted to, despite having Leshrac and Death Prophet.
Yeah, Gyro farmed out of control. Both Io and Lion ended up stacking a million creeps to amplify his farm. And I mean, if you're playing a Spectre, obviously Spectre extremely good late game, but you can't really keep up with that farm for sure. But the Pango mid worked out really well. I mean, this build with the Echo Saber, you talked about